It is Monday, my dudes. Anyway, it is Monday, and I thought I would just record a little vlog because I've just kind of been rambling to myself in my brain and kind of out loud because I don't know. Probably because I don't have any friends. Also, it was hat day at work, so I had to wear my Pacers hat because it's got felt there, and it's so nice. I love this hat so much. Anyway, I was doing a lot of thinking, a lot of rambling, stuff shattering in my brain all the time. And there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I've just been thinking about a lot of things because this weekend was really boring and I didn't really do anything because my arm hurts and it fucking sucks ass. Anyway, I kind of wanted to talk about motivation. What motivates people. And specifically what motivates me, because I know what motivates me, because I am me. I am not anyone else. Let me turn my fucking heat off, because why the fuck is that on? Jesus. No, I don't want it on full blast, you fucking asshole. There we go. Jesus Christ. Anyway, why is it 82 outside? Stop it! My car really wants to blast it in my face. Not the first time. Anyway. I just want to talk about what motivates people. What motivates you? Now I know some people have a clear answer to that. Some people, it's you ask them like, what motivates you? It's like, oh, it's my children. It's like, or oh, it's my it's to be better than my parents, or it's to make my grandma proud. It's kind of like the generic thing. Like you are measuring yourself up to somebody else. Which is a really good thing. I used to do that all the time, especially when I used to play baseball. I used to measure myself up to Derek Jeter. I would measure kind of like, not really our accomplishments, but I would like kind of try to mimic what he does, which is why for some, I just kind of picked it up instinctively, but I was always a push hitter, just like Jeter was. And I know I picked it up because I used to watch him all the time. But I wanted to play infield, just like Derek Jeter. And I wanted to be able to hit opposite field power all the time, like Derek Jeter. And it was just so awesome because I would measure myself up to him, and I would try to reach him. I would try to emulate him as much as I could in baseball. But then things kind of took a weird turn in my life after I left for college. If you know, I might talk about it later. But shit went down, shit hit the fan, and basically I had to kind of renew what I thought of myself and what motivated me. Because at the time, I was freshman year in college. The only thing that really motivated me was just I honestly don't know. I don't know what motivated me. There was a lot of shit going on. It just felt weird. But and then I kind of made it through that next year. I started watching, my old cartoon shows I used to watch as a kid. Like I watched through Avatar. I watched through Dragon Ball Z again. I think I watched a few episodes of Naruto, but I didn't really get into it then. Not like I did last year. But, I started rewatching all these old shows I used to watch. I tried to watch Kids Next Door, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it's not, I don't even know if it's on Netflix, because I would totally watch it. Watched the Justice League. The first Justice League. Oh, it was so good. Anyway, I was kind of like looking for something to like, what motivates me? I was kind of going through like a lot of self-questioning, and then it kind of hit a standstill where it was like back home there was just a lot of tension, and then all of a sudden before the end of my sophomore year of college, everything just blew up. Everything blew up. Everything that I've kind of like lived with, everything I've kind of known, just changed, and it's still different today, even though they try, like, people trying to make it seem like it's all back to normal. but things are vastly different than they were before. But that sudden shift in everything really made me, that's when it kind of pushed me off the tipping point where it's like, look, I can't rely on others to motivate me. It's like, I have to find some way to motivate myself. And that's when I started really looking at the things I was watching, the things I was taking in. I was watching a lot of YouTube. I still do, but I was watching a lot of YouTube, still watching Dragon Ball, playing video games, having a good time with friends. You know, I was still doing all that shit. But the one thing that kind of always seemed constant was me going to the gym and trying to, like, focus on my physical self. Or trying to get stronger. Whatever. I'm just trying to get stronger. And then I kind of started focusing on that, and I was like, you know, this is a really, really good way to kind of push myself, because the biggest obstacle you will ever overcome in life is yourself. It is just yourself. Like, you have to tell yourself that, you know, you're better than this, that you can do it, that nothing will stop you. I guarantee you, if you told someone, you know, I want to run a marathon, no one is going to say, no, don't do it. Everyone's going, well, unless you physically will die if you do it, you know. But like, people's like, hey, I want to train to run a marathon, and I think I can do it. I guarantee you, no one's going to say no. Who the fuck's going to say no? It's like, but if you want to do it, the only person holding you back is yourself. And I realized that. It's like, the only person holding me back right now is me. My grades had kind of dipped. I think I was sitting around like 2.5. Now I wasn't really trying. And then all of a sudden I just realized, like, the only person that's holding me back right now is myself. So I basically said, I gave my old self the burr. I said, fuck you. I'm gonna change my life. And I did. I started going to the gym more. I started studying harder. I started taking things more seriously. The things that mattered more seriously. You know, petty drama between family members and friends, I don't care about. I used to, but I don't care about that shit. So I drew a very big line in the sand. Things that are positive, you know, schooling, friends, doing things that made me happy. You know, playing video games, doing charity work, going to the gym. Those kind of things made me happy, and they made me feel like I was pushing myself harder and faster than ever before. And it happened. You know, I'm faster now than I was in high school when I was training on the football team. You know, I'm so much stronger now than I was when I was, you know, lifting for sports. Because back then, I was lifting for something. I was lifting to get better at a sport. Now, I just lift to make myself better. And I feel better doing it that way than I did before. You know, don't get me wrong. You find plenty of motivation, you know, going to the gym with you get your teammates. I don't want to say your football brothers, but, you know, brothers. But, like, going to the gym with your teammates, that's plenty of motivation in and of itself. But going to the gym by yourself, that is the grind. Going to the gym when no one asks you to. No one tells you to go to the gym, but you go anyway. No one tells you to study for that test, but you do it anyway. No one tells you to go to grad school, but you do it anyway. Why? To better yourself and to further yourself. And that's the difference. Which you're not measuring yourself up to someone else or doing something that someone else told you to do. You're doing it for yourself, and that's where you eventually have to make the turn. You know, when you're a kid, your parents and grandparents should be pushing you along, and your coaches and your friends, they should be pushing you along. You're like, yeah, you can do it. Yeah, go do it. Go play football and wrestling and baseball and cross country and soccer. Go do it all. Go do everything. But I didn't do that. I was just kind of going through the motions. Well, I was. Other kids probably, do give it their best. But I was always just kind of going through the motions, going through life, until everything changed. Until my sophomore year of college, when I realized I can't just go through the motions anymore. It's like, I have to commit. And I fucking did. Hell, after that year, I felt so much better. I was weighing about 20 pounds more than when I graduated, but I felt 30 pounds lighter, just physically. Junior year, after all that shit hit the fan, my grades hit a fucking all-time high since I think I was a junior in high school. It was just insane, like how much better you perform when you're trying to outperform yourself. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't really do nowadays. It's just outperforming themselves. Not outperforming a peer, or outperforming their parents, or outperforming a rival. Outperform yourself. That's when you see the biggest leap in your growth. And I've been rambling a lot, and it's only been 11 minutes? Holy God. Jam-packed video. Good job, me. High five to my chest because I'm holding the phone with my other hand. Just figure out what motivates you. Like before, I had teammates to motivate me. I had coaches, and I had a more wholesome family to motivate me. But now my family's kind of, it's not really back together. Well, they kind of are, but I've secluded myself because there's just too much drama, and I felt like that takes away from me furthering myself. Is getting involved in drama, getting involved in drama at work, getting involved with drama at home, getting involved with drama with friends. I just distance myself from it because I don't really care, because it doesn't help me further myself in my goals for my life. My entire goal in life, I decided this, I don't even remember when. I was like fucking knee-high to a grasshopper, so it was probably like 2 days ago. But I was really small. I was very young when I decided that I want to make this world a better place when I leave than how I arrived. And I decided at a very young age. I think I was, I want to say early teens, maybe I was sitting around 11 or 12 when I decided that. I don't know about you, but for me that's kind of young to have that kind of mindset of your own mortality before you even hit puberty. But that was my goal. And now I'm sitting here like, it's going to be very hard for one person to change the world. So I was like, I'm going to jump into education. I want to be a teacher, and I want to impact as many lives as I possibly can. And I feel like if I can at least pass on the idea that the obstacle you should always be overcoming is yourself. If I can pass that on to a bunch of teenagers in some random college and wherever the fuck I end up, then I will make the world a better place, because I can make a class of 100 kids. Let's say it's like my high school, a class of 100 kids. If I could change their minds on how they view their motivations on bettering themselves and their lives, then I think that's a spider web effect. That's I hate this term, but that's a trickle down effect. If it starts with me, I can just pass that on to another person. If they pass it on to their children, and they pass it on to their children, then it just spreads like a fucking virus. But that's what I want to accomplish. I want to spread basically the fact. It is a fact that the biggest motivator, the biggest obstacle you will ever face is yourself. And if you can always find ways to beat yourself, your past self, into making yourself a better self, then my job is done. As long as I want to pass that on to as many people as I can before I end up croaking. And that's what motivates me. It's like I got that idea from watching shows like Dragon Ball and Naruto. Something like these are kids shows, but the lessons that they teach, I feel like are just glossed over, and like they don't matter because they're kids shows. When really Naruto has some pretty dark shit in it. Like Itachi Uchiha murdered his entire family. I'm not even gonna spoil it, but this dude murders his entire family and leaves his little brother alive. That's pretty fucking savage for little kids to watch. I don't know if Naruto is a kid's show when people routinely die all the time. Dragon Ball, people die all the time. Anyway, I'm done screaming about anime. Not really, because I picked that up from watching people like Vegeta. Like Vegeta, he's very to say he's very determined is probably the understatement of the fucking year. Like, this dude is determined to fuck. Like, not like that. But he betters himself by setting himself a goal, and his goal is to become the strongest person in the universe. That is his goal, and he will do nothing but achieve it. That's his goal, and he's gonna do it. Well, yeah, in theory. If that cartoon was real life, he would do it. He would train all the time. He would take care of his family. You know, he has all these goals that he relentlessly pursues. And another one of my favorite characters of all time is Might Guy from Naruto. You know, in Naruto, he's okay. He just looks like a big goof. But in Shippuden, he really has a coming out moment when I'm just gonna fucking say it. When he activates the 8 gates. And so you activate the 8th gate, the 8th chakra gate in your body. The 8th gate is the heart. And when you activate your heart chakra, you basically burn up and die. But you're so much powerful in that state than you are in any other state ever, period. And this dude activates the 8th gate, fights this fucking, I didn't really know if I call him a person, fights the enemy, Madara, who's just confusing. It's just weird. He should have killed him, but he didn't. But there's one line that they kind of like pass back and forth where Madara looks at him and he says, because when you activate the 8th gate, your hair turns red, the color of blood, eyebrows turn red, you basically have no pupils, your skin turns red, or a redder tint. And he's like, you look like the color of autumn leaves that have fallen off the tree. And that sounds like a burn. It's like you are dying. Madara basically tells Guy that he's just dying. He's like, you're just dying for no reason. You're falling to the ground like a leaf. And instead of saying, no, my guy goes, yeah, you're right. And it's like, I am dying. It's like, but my nutrients will become the nutrients for fresh green leaves. And I was like, oh shit! When he said that, and I was like, oh man. Because that shit resonated with me, because I had already had that kind of like worldview that, you know, eventually I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna perish. I'm gonna croak. And when I do, it's like I'm just gonna become nutrients for people living in this house or people living in this house. Like, I'm gonna become nutrients for the trees and for the grass. Literally, I'm gonna become nutrients for fresh green leaves. And like pursuing yourself to be the best as you can, so that you can have the greatest effect on the world. That's something that resonates with me at my core. I'm not gonna lie, it was like when I started watching Naruto again, I didn't really like Guy. Guy just seemed like a big goof. He just seemed like, he seemed like a comedian in a world full of ninjas. But then when he has that moment where he activates the 8th gate, and then it's like, oh shit, this guy is so much deeper than I had ever given him credit for. And like today at work, we were talking about Trump. I'll probably get into this in another video, but like they asked me, it's like, you look like you've had everything basically handed to you. It's like, no, not really. The only thing that was handed to me were food, shelter, and clothing. I forgot they're the third essential for life. And that was basically it. I had to earn everything else. I had to earn everything else either through getting good grades or doing well in sports. You know, I had to work my ass off to earn everything. It's like my parents bought me a Jeep because I was consistently on the honor roll throughout high school. So they bought me a Jeep. That was the main thing. And I think it was like I had to get all A's on the report card. My parents bought me a PS2. You know, a lot of my rewards came from doing well in school, which is, you know, it's noble. You know, it is a good accomplishment. But I wish they would have pushed harder, you know, or taught me a way to push myself. Because in the end, you are your greatest obstacle. Coming back full circle, boom, that's how you fucking end a video. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I want to make another video because I'm still ranting about bullshit that I heard at work. So I'm done. I'm gonna make another video, probably like right now. But if you at least agree with me or made it to the end of these fucking long ass vlogs, give me a fucking like so I know that people are actually watching this shit and not just clicking on it and clicking off. Okay, please. It'd be nice. It'd be real nice. So I'm gonna go. See you later. Yellow pork chops.